All right, so welcome back. In this video, we're going to carry on from where we were the last time. Last time we set up a development environment. Let's refine that just a little bit. Hopefully you've made a choice between using Visual Studio Code or WebStorm. Either one of those are great choices. And if we take a look, this is where we left off the last time. We had an empty-ish HTML document that included a single script. It also had a button on there with an alert saying hello. And here is the script that just said another alert saying JavaScript is working. In this video, what I want to do is let's just take this and trim this down. I want to copy this directory and we're going to make it as a template. So I'm just going to call it _template because we're going to use this quite a bit in future videos where we'll just copy the template as a starting point. And to trim out the template, I'm going to get rid of the button. I'm going to keep the script there. We're going to add an H1, which is going to be our title for whatever we're working on. And maybe an H2 saying JavaScript for beginners. To run this template index, I highlight it. I can click the play button and you can see that it's here. It says JavaScript is working, and I get this title with the JS for beginners. And just for the template, I'm going to go ahead and edit the script, and all we're going to do is we're going to add just a comment saying script instructions go here. Okay, so that's my template. So it consists of an empty HTML page and also an empty script tag. So a lot of times then when I want to do a new video, all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this template and we're going to start from that point. So let's do that right now. So let's go ahead and take our template. We're going to copy, we're going to paste it. I'm going to call this video_3. We're going to select the HTML file and we're going to call this your first script. We're going to save it and I'm going to play this HTML file so I can see it over here. So your first script, JavaScript for beginners. And if I open up the script tag, we already saw one way that I can have output being shown in the browser, and I can use this alert. Now this alert message, it certainly functions. So we can do that hello again right here. And if I refresh this, I'll get hello. It certainly functions like I said, but it's not quite as nice as having a log or a console out or something like that. What we're going to do is we're going to switch from using alerts to console.log statements. And what this is going to allow us to do is if I run this script, you won't see anything happening here. But if I inspect the page and I look at the developer tools here at the bottom of Chrome, I can look at the console and here you can see my hello log statement that I just created. So one of the things I want to cover in this particular video, just a little bit of language. And we have to ask ourselves, JavaScript, it's called a script. And what is a script? And a script in this sense is a list of instructions. So generally every line is one instruction, but it doesn't have to be that way. So you could minimize your JavaScript by taking all the line breaks out and jamming it all into one single line. And you can see that in a lot of files, like if you download jQuery, it's minimized and everything's on a single line. But generally for human readability, when you're writing code, you want to space out your JavaScript so it's more readable. There are tools later on that if you need to ship this thing into production, you could minimize your JavaScript, and that's a different topic. But for now, just think about every instruction. We're going to put every instruction on its own line. So right now in our current script, we have a single instruction and it's right there. Anytime you want to comment, you can always do the / comment just like that. If you have more information that would fit on one line, another way to comment is you can do the / and the star. And then now you can have multiple lines of comments, just like that. So in the beginning, we're going to use this setup a lot. So we're going to learn about JavaScript variables and JavaScript syntax. And this is our environment that we're going to be in for a little bit. So we'll have a script file that'll have a number of instructions in it. And then when we hit the play button or refresh over here, then those instructions will be run and we'll see the output in the browser down here. As an example, we can put in another one, say, welcome to JavaScript. If I save this page and I refresh over here, now you'll see the hello and the welcome to JavaScript. And notice every time I refresh the page, this console out window, it's being re-rendered. So you can see that it's always fresh there. So for now, console.log is the way we can output stuff into our browser so that we can learn the syntax and the language itself. Another thing you can try to do is you can try to console.log multiple things. So here are multiple words all in one single console.log. If I save this and I refresh it, you can see it says here are multiple words. It's almost as if it concatenated it all for us. In the next video, we're going to start talking about data types. But right now, this information that in quotes here, that's a string. And so we have 4 strings being supplied to a single console log statement, and it is printing them all out there on a single line. You can print other things too, like numbers and strings. If I save this and I refresh, now you'll see 54 and 54 is a string. Notice that the console log, in this particular case, it's trying to give me some syntax highlighting on this data type. And again, we'll talk about data types more in the next time, but it's hinting that this 54 and this 54 in quotes are 2 different data types. So one is a integer in this case, and the other is a string. You can do other things like, hi, and my name is Bob, and like that. And then we can put in, maybe I have a hard time remembering my age, but I remember when I was born. I can let it do math for me. So I can say this year is 2025 minus my birth year. And let's see what that does. I refresh, and you can see, hi, my name is Bob. I am 29. And if I really wanted to finish this out, maybe I put years old. And you can see spacing wise, it does look like it's putting multiple spaces. So I don't probably need the space here or the space here. It will still put a space in between. But you can see syntax highlighting. It's indicating that the 29 is a different data type. That's it for this video. Short and simple. I wanted to make sure that we have created this template that we can start all our videos from. We can just copy and paste. And I wanted to introduce a few concepts about the language itself. What is a script? One of the things that you will notice here is I completed every line with a semicolon. That's best practice. I could go in and remove all these semicolons. I'm not going to do them all, but if I refresh this, it will behave the same way. They're somewhat optional, but at the same time, best practice, most people put them on the end of their lines. But the language and the JavaScript engine is not going to bark at you. It's not going to have an error or throw an exception if you forget a semicolon. And that's different than languages like PHP, for example. If you forget your semicolon in PHP, the language interpreter will have a problem getting through that file. Purely optional, but still best practice. Keep those in there if you can. So again, that's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to start talking about data types. We'll see you then.